Your friend calls you in crisis. Within minutes, you see their situation clearly. You know exactly what they should do. The words just flow. But when it's your life falling apart, suddenly you're paralyzed, overthinking, going in circles. If you've ever wondered why you can be so wise for everyone else but so lost when it comes to yourself, yeah, that's not a character flaw. It's actually a thing. Like, psychologists have a name for it and everything. So this pattern has a name. It's called Solomon's Paradox, named after King Solomon. You know, the guy who was famous for being wise? Turns out he made terrible decisions in his own life. Like, really bad. Which honestly feels relatable. Like, okay, Solomon, I see you. And the cool thing is, this isn't just a vibe. Researchers actually tested this. They had people imagine their partner being unfaithful. Then, they had a different group imagine their best friend's partner being unfaithful. And what they found was kind of wild. The people thinking about their friend's situation scored way higher on measures of practical wisdom. They could see multiple angles. They were humble about what they didn't know. They found middle ground instead of just catastrophizing. The people thinking about their friend's problem were basically therapists. The people thinking about their own problem were me at 2 a.m. staring at the ceiling. But the people thinking about their own situation, they got stuck, couldn't see past the emotional flooding. So if you've ever felt like you give great advice but can't seem to take it yourself, you're not a hypocrite. Your brain is just doing a thing. It literally processes your own problems differently than other people's problems. But wait, it gets better. The researchers didn't stop there. They wanted to know, can we actually fix this? So they ran another experiment. This time, everyone imagined their own partner being unfaithful, but half the group was told to think about it from first-person perspective, asking themselves, why do I feel this way? The other half was told to think about it from third-person perspective, asking themselves, why does he feel this way? Or, why does she feel this way? Like they were talking about someone else. And this tiny shift, it changed everything. The people who use third-person language reasoned just as wisely about their own problems as people thinking about a friend's problems. Just sit with that for a second. So it wasn't about being smarter. It wasn't about being emotionally tougher or whatever. It was literally just about distance, psychological distance. When you're inside your own problem, you're too close. Your emotions flood your brain. Your threat response kicks in. You lose access to your own wisdom. But when you create even a small amount of distance, by talking to yourself like you're advising a friend, you get around the emotional noise, and suddenly you can think again. This is why journaling works, by the way. Same with therapy, same with that thing where you explain your problem out loud, and halfway through you're like, oh, I know what to do. I remember a few years ago, I was agonizing over a career decision. Couldn't sleep, couldn't think straight. Then, a friend asked me what I'd tell them if they were in my situation, and I just answered immediately. The clarity was almost annoying. You're not gaining new wisdom in those moments. You're accessing the wisdom that was always there, but was blocked by proximity. Okay? But here's where I want to go a little deeper, because some of you aren't just dealing with Solomon's paradox. Some of you might be thinking, yeah, but why am I especially bad at this? Why do I constantly put others first and completely neglect my own needs? If that's hitting home, I want to offer something. There's this thing in psychology called the false self. Basically, if you grew up in a house where emotions were unpredictable, maybe a parent had a temper, maybe you never knew what mood you were walking into. You might have learned to become really, really good at reading other people, like survival level good. I grew up in a house where you learned to read the room before you read a book. And I didn't realize until way later that I'd gotten so good at tuning into everyone else that I'd basically muted my own channel. This makes sense as a survival strategy, right? If your emotional safety depended on keeping a parent calm, or being the good kid, or never being a burden, then becoming an expert at understanding others wasn't optional. It was essential. But here's the cost. In learning to tune in to everyone else, You might have learned to distrust, or even silence, your own inner voice. So now, as an adult, you might be remarkably good at seeing what others need. You give beautiful, compassionate advice. People come to you because you get them. But when you turn that attention inward, there's static, judgment, a harsh inner critic that would never, ever speak to a friend the way it speaks to you. And if any of this is landing, I need you to hear this. There's nothing broken about you. You developed an incredible capacity for empathy. The work now isn't to lose that gift. It's to learn to include yourself in your own circle of compassion. So, what do you actually do with this? Next time you're spiraling about a decision, or beating yourself up, or feeling completely stuck, try this. Imagine your best friend came to you with your exact situation. Same circumstances, same fears, same stakes. What would you say to them? How would your voice sound? What would you not say? You probably wouldn't say, "You're so stupid for getting into this mess." You probably wouldn't catastrophize or pile on shame. You'd offer perspective. You'd remind them of their strengths. You'd help them see options they'd forgotten existed. Now, and this is the key, that voice is yours too. That wisdom isn't something you only have for other people. It's your wisdom. You just need distance to hear it. Some people find it helpful to literally write about their situation in third person. She's feeling overwhelmed because, or he's afraid that if he makes this choice, I know it sounds a little ridiculous. Like, am I really gonna sit here and talk about myself in third person like some kind of Elmo? But honestly, it works. Here's what I want to leave you with. The fact that you're so good at helping others, that's not a consolation prize. That's evidence of real wisdom, real emotional intelligence, real depth. The only thing missing is permission. Permission to turn that same attention, that same gentleness, toward yourself. You don't need to become less caring toward others. You just need to expand the circle to include one more person. And if that feels uncomfortable, that discomfort might be exactly what's worth paying attention to. Because somewhere along the way, a lot of us picked up this idea that our needs don't count as much, that we're supposed to be the strong one, the helper, never the one who needs help. And honestly, I still catch myself doing this. Like, just last week, I spent an hour helping a friend work through something, gave them this whole compassionate pep talk, and then spent the rest of the night being brutal to myself about something way smaller. It's a practice, not a cure, but you can be both. You can hold space for others and for yourself. Doing that doesn't diminish your capacity for compassion. It actually deepens it. The wisest version of you isn't the one who runs on empty while pouring into everyone else. It's the one who knows that you too deserve the kindness you so freely give away. I'm curious. Drop a comment. What's some advice you've given someone else that you really needed to hear yourself? I'll go first in the pinned comment. And if you want to go deeper on why sensitive, caring people often struggle with self-compassion, I made another video on that. Links in the description. Take care of yourself. Seriously.